and welcome to Narrowboat Vloggl. This week we're rounding up the best bits from recent Narrowboat vlogs. Crews in Alba arrive in Bath but run out of gas and fuel.
Keeping Alba happy in winter is high on our priority list, and we take it seriously. Although the sequence of events you're about to witness might seem otherwise. It all started on an average Saturday morning in Bathampton. We've been dreaming about coming to Bath for probably over 6 months now. Finally today it's happening. We ran out of gas completely. Just a bit of a mistake. The last time when we went to a boatyard in Chandlery, we completely stocked up, but on the same day we ran out of gas, so we were one canister down to begin with, and then the lock that separates us with the boatyard and the fuel boat delivery was shut for about 3 weeks or a month, so the fuel boat wasn't travelling. We've placed the order through, they're on their way, but it's going to take them about 2 days to get here. We either need to get another gas canister from somewhere, or we can just wait for 2 days and try and use the stove and learn how to cook on the stove. Gas is our hot water, because we don't have a calorifier, and it is our obviously cooking gas. About a mile away is a narrowboat hire place. We've been told that they usually sell gas there. I tried ringing them all morning, but they didn't answer, probably because they're closed. Right next to them is a turning point. If we can't get gas, we will just head back. The place was shut, so we turned around, moving on to the plan B. The engine just completely cut out while we were in the tunnel. I don't know what's wrong with the engine, or if it's just the fuel. Maybe we don't have enough, so we just need to either find a mooring ASAP or get back to where we were, which is probably another 10 minutes. Oh, I just hope we can get back to our spot.
Making a narrowboat with Nanny and Grandad, calculate how much ballast they need and choose their windows.
Right then, so this is our plans. We've enlarged them so we can stick them on the wall and we keep referring back to them. We decided to have a walkway all the way down the middle, and nearly everything is centre. So we've tried to balance everything. So our kitchen, whatever we have on one side, we're going to try and balance it with on the other side.
It did work out that we could use an engineering brick we sourced on the internet, which weighed about 3.2 kilograms per brick. So we ordered about 1100 bricks, which gave us about a total of 3.7 tons.
On winging it, boating on a budget, the framework puts up a fight and challenges the Tight Yorkshireman all the way.
So that's 6 of those cut, all identical, so each side will match up. So what I'm doing is I'm using this line as the bottom of these, and that'll mean as we work down the boat and across to that side, we can keep everything nice and level. And that's why we didn't put these on when we were setting everything up, because we didn't want to be delaying things by working out lines and levels while the glue was going off. So it was just a case of stick them temporary ones on. So that's going to have to go there in line with that. So again, I'm going to need to cut a little bit of the insulation out the bottom there, and then we've got to work out how to fasten that to that. The plywood's only 5.5mm thick, so the chance of getting a screw to go through there and bite into the plywood and hold it in place is minimal, because you'd only have the end of the screw just touching through there. Any longer and it's obviously going to go through the fiberglass outside. So what I've bought is some of this stuff. A product called Type 3, some ultimate wood glue. I've seen this used on some various projects on YouTube, so I thought I'd give it a go, and I bought it exactly for jobs like this. It's not cheap, so I'll not be spreading it all over. So if I put that in so it follows that edge there, that's obviously then keeping the ruler at the same length all the way across, and I know I'm getting that. Oh, I'm struggling today. I obviously haven't had enough cups of tea. Those three should now all run nice and level. Like I said, I won't be surprised if I don't just need to tweak them ever so slightly. But that's the joy of rebuilding a 40-odd-year-old boat. Having just done all that, I've now realised I've done it wrong. Basically, I should have put that up there and worked off that level, because that's then going to follow through the rest of the boat. Having put it at that high, it means obviously the ones for the living room and where the bedroom are coming at that angle, and the ones for the bathroom currently coming at that angle. And although there's going to be walls and doors between them, looking down the boat, you'll see that that looks a right mess. And to be honest, I'm kicking myself because I've done both sides without even realising, even though I've screwed them next to each other. So I've now got to basically do exactly the same again, but by putting a piece of wood on there.
Danni and Joe swap van life for boat life. They share a look at their latest project, a 50-foot narrowboat.
Happy Pancake Day! It is the 16th of February 2021. It's actually been in a boatyard for a couple of months now, so it's actually going in the water today, so we're going to go watch it being craned in, which is very exciting. It is massive. It's got so much potential. We already have visuals of what we want it like, but we are a long way off, so yeah. So when we bought the boat, it had already been spray foamed, which is going to save us a lot of time. It's already got some vent holes, so we'll probably try and stick to them as well, but yeah, it's a real empty canvas.
Bit of a wet day, so I won't keep myself outside too long, but back up here I've got the back deck, engines underneath me, got a 1.5 litre BMC diesel engine, which I can old English, used to be in taxis and stuff. Back here, going to be 2 cupboards.
Yeah, this is our vision so far.
Cupboard, storage mainly for coats and shoes and stuff. And then there's already a flue hole ready for the log burner, so we're going to keep that because that's literally where we want the log burner anyway, and you're sort of limited as to where the windows are. Then from there we can have our kitchen, aren't we?
Yeah.
This side?
No, the other side.
Something like this. We might have it split over 2 sides and then a walkway through.
Then this bit is going to be the bathroom.
Bathroom, we're not sure whether a walk-through bathroom or a walkway and one on one side, that's still TBC. Then bedroom, bed's going to go along here with a walkway to that door and then some sort of cupboard at the end. We're going to measure out roughly what area we've got for each room, just so we can visualise it more, and to make sure, because you've got so many windows, I don't really want a wall halfway on a window.
Chris and Shell launched their monthly art competition.
Inspired by Grayson Perry's art club, which you may have seen on Channel 4, we've decided to do our own Creative Crew art club.
Yeah, so this is going to be a monthly submission with a monthly prompt in which we'd like you to submit some artwork in any medium. And each month there will be a winner and there will be a little prize. Yeah, this is for any skill level whatsoever. You don't need to be Picasso, and you could just be starting out. It's just a nice creative space where we can all sort of collaborate.
It doesn't have to be typical paintbrush and pen. It can be lino cuts, it can be embroidery, it can be wood carving, it can be
photography,
absolutely anything.
And at the end of the year we're going to make a collaborative calendar from the winners. So yeah, really looking forward to this project, so I really hope that you'd like to join us.
So this month's prompt is what we are surrounded by.
A logical first prompt from boat dwellers is going to be water, so whether that be a seascape,
river, canal, puddle, tap, fountain, waterfall, I forgot the word then. It can be anything to do with water.
Tailors aboard move from Benson to Days Lock. They navigate stoppages and change in strong stream advice. When they get to Days Lock, things took a turn for the worse when the centre line gets wrapped around the propeller.
We're doing the last little stretch that we can until Days Lock opens up on the 5th, apparently. Yeah, we're just going to find somewhere free to moor for a couple of days until Days Lock opens. 2 of those locks back there have gone yellow now. Literally a day after we go through, not even that. And this lock that we came through for refuge on the yellow has now gone to don't like it. Honestly. Absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, I got to Dave's Lock and then I started putting the boat in. And then the bloody centre line's too long. So I dropped the end of the centre line and it goes underneath the boat into the propeller. Right on the lock landing, right next to a weir. So Dad has to shut the engine off.
Something always happens.
Luckily, we were on the lock landing when it did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that weir was quite treacherous then because it was bloody red, wasn't it?
It only just went back to yellow.
Oh yeah, just went back to yellow.
But we arrived there and we could clearly see that it wasn't going to be done in 2 days. But yeah, like I said, I got the rope stuck around the propeller and Dad had to put his arm in the freezing cold water, didn't you?
Yeah.
And clear it all out. And you managed to do it, didn't you?
On Narrowboat Natterings, Lumpy is one happy narrowboater as his new stove and flue is finished at last.
Let's make a start. The other thing I also need to consider is this panel needs to go back up. So this is the panel that came from right at the edge here, but I need to scallop out of here a section for it to fit round there. So that probably is one of the first things I need to do. That's better, got that in. I've used a jigsaw just around that section. So the situation I have is that this pipe is over the top of this pipe. There's actually a, you see there. So this slides down or up. So it's like telescopic, but it's about 3 inches too high. I need to squash it down to there. No, I'd be lucky if that moved an inch.
England by Narrowboat sails Lucy Charlotte through Burton upon Trent.
10 to 7 in the morning, nice early start. Kept me through Burton upon Trent. When I set off on the 9th, I didn't honestly think it was feasible for me to make it all the way. When I looked at the map, it seemed like an awful long way. But it's taken me 14 days, basically 2 weeks. No problems, not really. I've made very good progress. It's been very pleasant actually. It's been the first time since I bought the boat that I really needed to get to a specific point. Everything else has been at a whim, you know, I can just go or stay. Laundry day. It's my little twin tub there. I know it looks a bit Mickey Mouse and plastic, but it actually works really well and is a lot cheaper than finding your way to a laundry and getting them to do it. It's not using a great deal of electricity because it isn't heating the water, which is an advantage over having a fitted washing machine.
Narrowboat Girl shares the process of boat blacking as their narrowboat is taken out of the water.
Last year our boat was blacked about 3 years ago, so it was a bit longer than we did want to leave it, but now luckily we are. So here is our boat sort of getting pulled out of the water and into the dock. Some mariners will actually use cranes to get boats sort of out of the water. They didn't use it here. They just sort of pulled us out. I guess you could say this railway type thing, which actually looked really cool. So here is the boat after being jet washed. I didn't film them actually sort of jet washing it just because of social distancing and everything, but it just looks obviously a bit less dirty than it was when it originally, before it got jet washed. And you can see how much our blacking needs replacing with all sort of the scratches and sort of the blacking just coming off. We're getting 3 coats done for our boats. We want to make sure it lasts for the next few years. And you can actually do this yourself. You can just hire the dry dock or whatever dock and do it yourself. But since this is our first time sort of blacking our boat and everything like that, we wanted to get it done by somebody who actually knew what they were doing. But in the next 2 to 3 years, and when we next get our boat out, we might think about it. And here is the boat with its first coat of blacking on. It's already starting to look much better than it did sort of when it came out of the water. We only have 2 coats to go now. They sort of do a coat sort of each day. And obviously, again, I can't film it just because of social distancing and everything. But while we were here, we got all 4 anodes sort of changed. Now, if you don't know what anodes are, they're basically something that you weld onto the boat and it attracts the rust to itself than sort of the hull. So obviously the hull won't rust and these will instead. You can see which one is new and which one is old. And it's actually really good. We got the boat out at a good time before sort of they completely went away, but now we'll be good for another 3 years. Now here is the second coat of blacking on our boat. I won't show the third one just because it basically looks the same, but this is what the boat looks like, all fully blacked, and our new shiny anodes, which look really cool. The hull is in pretty good shape. We might get it checked out sort of next time we get it taken out the water, but here is a little dent that's on the boat. We're not 100% sure if it was there before we bought it or after. I personally think that we did it after we got the boat. It obviously doesn't look too bad and nothing will really happen.
To celebrate his first year aboard, Martin from Misty and Me with Freedom answers some viewers' questions.
Hi, welcome aboard Freedom, and this, which is our anniversary questions and answer vlog. That's a good question, Elaine. Well, I am actually planning on, depending on the COVID lockdown rules, etc., during the summer, to get Freedom sailed from Mercia down to the visitors' moorings at Sawley, just for 2 or 3 days. And there's a stretch of the Trent there where there's a lot of wide water and hopefully not too much traffic to interfere with me. And I'm going to spend 2 or 3 days moored there, and each day I'm going to take Freedom up and down that simple stretch. I'm not going to go through any locks. The River Derwent is there, and you can turn off to Shardlow Marina. So I'm going to sail Freedom around in circles, feel how she handles when the wind's blowing against her, feel how she handles when there's a little bit of a current. There's not be much, but there's a weir there, so that will obviously put some draw on her. And it's just to get the feel of the boat for now. Well, Phil, that's a good question. What's going to be my biggest challenge? Because I'm going to be single crew on a big boat, I think the biggest challenge for me is having the confidence in my own ability.
We're on the move, enjoy the sunshine and clean the chimney.
What are you doing, Julie?
Admiring the beautiful sunny day that we got out here.
Here comes the sun, do-do-do-do. What a gorgeous day.
Stunning, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. I think it's about 17 degrees today.
I think it's 19 degrees.
Is it? It's warmer. Yeah, nice. We should be doing something, but instead we're just sitting and relaxing.
Yeah. So I've got to get the fire cleaned out and make sure that everything inside is removed, including the baffle board. So let's give it a go. So here we are up on the roof. That chimney's got to come off, and then we'll give the flue a good sweep. Just look at all that soot. And that's the reason why you need to sweep your chimney, because at any point that could catch fire.
Chris and Bex from the Nomadic Crowbot take a look at a wide beam boat.
This is almost a bit of research for us, really.
Because we haven't really looked at many of these. What we got, Bex?
Well, we're not going narrow, we're going wide.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I can't wait to look at this one. This is going to be absolutely awesome. And in future vlogs, we really want to look at a Dutch barge too. One of those plasticky looking ones as well.
Like the river cruises.
I don't know if you can live on them really, but I would just like to look at one.
I think the best way to figure out what you want sometimes is to look at all your options, and it helps narrow down what you like and what you don't like.
You know what's going to happen with these sort of things though? We go look at a boat that we're not really interested in, and we're going to end up falling in love.
Fall for it. We'll see.
So what do you reckon, Bex? Should we go and look at some boats?
Let's go look at some boats.
We're going to look at some boats.
Boats.
Let's load the boats.
Let's look at
boat.
some
Let's have it. Okay, so back with a bang, here we go. We didn't actually manage to get any outside video footage of this boat, did we, Bex? I mean, that's the vlogging team you're up against.
No, we just looked at a poster.
So there you go, there's the back of it. What's this one called?
This one is called Jet, like your favourite gladiator.
Oh, I love Jet. What do you make of the wide beam?
Yeah, it was really nice to get the chance to go into one and have a proper look around and see how they sort of compare to the narrow boats.
It was nice, but I weren't massively blown away. I don't know, I just wasn't that impressed with... I'll tell you what it was just empty. They'd cleared all their junk out and it was just like an empty vessel with some spiders and stuff.
Yeah, you need to use your imagination on this one, Chris.
Join us next week for another Narrowboat Vloggl.